corporate governance challenges. So I think one should start just declassifying things based on what the ownership is and who's running it, whether it is a entrepreneur or whether it is a professional sarkari employee. Having said that, markets have opened. We'll talk about this point a little later. First rates, brand new today, brand new financial year. Markets are flat, which no one should complain about it. The bank Nifty has been really on the receiving end, and that's largely because what's happening with what's happening on the FI front. So ITC, Tata Motors, State Bank of India, Vedanta, none of those stocks for the moment are looking anything. Nothing is looking very charged up. IndusInd Bank, the pledge share news is out, is up by about 10%. Let me just quickly move to Biocon, where there is a bit of a challenge with their Malaysia unit in this kind of a market where bad news is getting hammered out of shape. So let's see how Biocon is actually reacting to the news. Reliance is stable, and that's what you want to see. And no, actually Biocon got in I beg your pardon. So the news actually is good. So Biocon right now is up by 3%. So State Bank of India is flat. Biocon is reacting to news. I want to look at HPCL and BPCL and a couple of PSUs. Has the momentum really continued there? And then Bajaj Finance, which in a sense has been on the receiving end, despite being the promise of being one of the best NBFC lender. Let's see where Bajaj Finance is. So it's a good start, it's a stable start, it's not a scary start, even though the White House has stated that they expect a scary rise in the number of corona cases, at least in the United States.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, just some other rates, and I want to check in on what HPBP are up to, because they were the big buzzers from yesterday, and some buying on an NCC, and not even buying actually, this was just a dead cat bounce really that you saw yesterday. HPCL today lower, BPCL down 3% after that 14% move yesterday. Piramal Enterprises, this has had many up days of late, although the stock has corrected also quite a fair bit from the tops. So 10% move on Piramal Enterprises yesterday. Today it falls flat, down about 1.5%. SAIL as well was a mover. Actually, not just SAIL, metals did see some buying. So even the likes of Tata Steel, JSW, Jindal Steel, etc., they were all holding up in trade yesterday. But today that trade gets reversed. IndusInd Bank holding up 5% as we speak right now, though. There's very less on the green on the screen, while the advances are taking over the declines, but it seems like a very fluid situation. Don't know whether this is going to be the trend throughout the day or not. Kunal, what is it that you're spotting in terms of a trend? Any stock, sector, the Nifty?
Well, I think a couple of stocks which are seeing carry forward, I would say buying. Godrej, consumers, I think, is one of them. The stock did pretty well for itself, I think, in the last 1 week, from 450, 460 to almost 500, and today you're seeing a good follow through move. So in terms of stock, I think that's going to be one stock from a short term trading view, which I believe could probably be in focus. And the other pocket is on the negative side, and I think the likes of auto stocks, they continue to languish. So Eicher Motors is showing signs of incremental weakness, I think, even at current levels, and probably there could be a drop of another 1,000 to 1,500 points on the stock price from current levels. And the pockets of stocks in sectors which you mentioned, like the metals, the autos, and the PS banking names, I think there are short positions, or the open interest is still skewed on the short side for many of these sectors. So there could be a chance that whenever the Nifty goes into a pressure or selling mode, these are the sectors or these are the stocks in the spaces which could see some incremental selling. So I believe the market focus would probably remain into such spaces in times of extreme uncertainty.